In this video, I'm going to show you how to make this sound from my latest track, Taking Control. Okay, first let me turn off all of the effects. So I made this very basic massive patch using 2 triangle waves, where the second one is a perfect fifth above the original one. So on its own, it just sounds like this. Beautiful. I also did put some dimension expander on it just to make it a little wider. So most of the sound is actually coming from these stock Ableton plugins, especially when it comes to the frequency shifter and the erosion. So with this frequency shifter, you can shift the frequencies around so it makes a little wibbly wobbly sounds. Sorry. And you can see here in the automation lane, I just drew a bunch of different curves to make it a little fancy. And to make the sound even brighter, I used the erosion plugin with the sine setting so that it makes it a little sharper in the high end. I really love using the erosion plugin because just changing the frequency will really change the timbre of the sound a lot. So you can see here, I have the erosion on 1 frequency, but then later on I actually change it into a lower frequency, so it gives it a little different sound. So these 2 plugins are actually where the main sound is coming from. And then everything else after is just a little bit more to beef it up and make it more fancy. I do have this delay effect so you can hear the sound bounce a little bit. And of course, to fatten up the sound a bit, I do have a saturator and an OTT. Then I just clean it up with some EQs. The first one here is just taking out the low end and cutting off the very, very high end. And then the second EQ is actually just clearing out the low end of the sides because that just sounded way too muddy for me. In this preset, I actually also have this sample and hold effect here on the bottom, and it's modulating back and forth just to be a little more messy and noisy. It's not completely necessary, but that's what I did originally for this song, so it sounds like this overall. And of course, in the song, I layer this on top of other bass sounds. This is just a little bit extra to make it more cool. So I just dropped in this like must-die bass loop here, and here's what it sounds like on its own. But then if I layer on top of what we just made, honestly, the 3 main takeaways from this video are use really, really basic sounds like sine waves and triangle waves, a frequency shifter to just move it and flip it all around, and then an erosion to brighten up the sound a bit and frequency shift those erosion sounds. You can get so many more different sounds out of it just by playing around with the frequency shifter and the erosion. So I can just like erase this and just draw in something completely new. You can also change the erosion frequency. And that's going to do it for this video. My latest track, Taking Control, is out now on all platforms. Go stream it, and thanks for watching.